Antisocial acolytes.
So I want to bring this up. We on this show have been pretty charitable and very, very
kind
nice
of
to Jimmy
thinking.
Dore, who is becoming increasingly disliked on the left, I would say, from other content creators. So he's moving to the right. He has one speed. It's nuclear. We've been pretty charitable to him. We gave him like what, a B tier, I think,
Yeah.
on our tier
I
list.
think a B or an A almost.
But I stumbled across this video that he just put out with Post Malone's brother, actually, Robert Malone.
There's his face.
It's quite the video. It made me think maybe Jimmy Dore is a little kooky. So let's take a look at this.
Now, there are those in the New York Times, the Washington Post, and others where you've seen op-eds.
So I didn't actually have to speed up. So now I'm doing
in, for instance,
Okay.
Atlantic Monthly, my a journal that I'm not very happy with right now because of their attacking me. But you've seen these articles in the headlines of the Toronto Star, basically saying that it's acceptable to withhold medical care from those who have not taken vaccine.
What?
I strongly object to this. Okay, so there is a logic that if you don't accept vaccine, you really don't deserve to be treated on the same basis as somebody who did if you come into the hospital. Okay, and that is a slippery slope. We go from there. So what's the next thing? Well, let's see. The people that are at highest risk are obese. Well, obesity is something that you could control. That's your fault. You had too many McFries and too much sugary Coca-Cola, and so it's your fault that you're obese and at high risk for COVID, so maybe we shouldn't treat you.
Is that even true? Is like diabetes all just like you ate too much? Isn't there like some
There's
genetic
genetic-
aspect to it?
Yeah, I mean he's speaking hypothetically though. He's saying
Yeah.
that would be a stupid idea, just like people being vaccinated.
I was gonna say like, well, dude, the thing is like diabetic people isn't an epidemic that happened out that like just started happening and taking the world by storm. Like it's a thing that we've been dealing with and had time for. With these, it's different with COVID when it like comes in and you got these like people who refuse to get vaccinated and they're in the hospital taking up spaces for people who might need it who are diabetic.
Yeah, I think like I really don't think you should withhold medical care or whatever, but like I feel like if one person came in and they were vaccinated at the same time as somebody who wasn't vaccinated, they should get like automatic priority just because they actually tried to. But also like I mean at the end of the day I don't really care either way about it because we have a for-profit healthcare system. We don't have universal healthcare, so it doesn't really matter that much, and we don't really have a say of it.
I just don't see how he's making the connection of it being a slippery slope there. It's like, okay, well, we have been dealing with diabetic people in the hospital. That's a thing we expect, dog.
When the potent virus escape mutants develop, is going to be those people that are at high risk, the people that most need vaccine. So what we're risk doing is destroying the one really effective weapon that we have. It's already happening. The effectiveness of the vaccine is dropping quite rapidly because of the evolution of the virus to escape it. This is one of the lessons coming out of Israel and the UK, is that high levels of vaccination are associated with escape mutants.
Basically, what he's getting at, these vaccines cause the virus to mutate and escape and change and develop these variants that we can't escape from with just vaccinations, and that we have to rely on our own natural ways of fighting off the virus. And it's like, yeah, we kind of know that from the flu, considering that develops seasonal variants each fucking year that we have to develop a different kind of flu shot for. That's why we get the flu shot each year.
He's not really explaining his argument very well, for one thing. He's just saying, well, we know this. And it's like, I mean, he's kind of explaining it, but I feel like he needs to explain, like, kind of... There's an argument to be made about what he's saying. I'm not saying it's valid, but he's not really describing it very well. The way he's describing it is pretty vague and just saying, well, it works the same way on on fucking farm animals or whatever the fuck, so it works here. And it's like, well, for one thing, he's kind of focusing this solely on mRNA vaccines, right? Like, isn't that pretty much what he's against?
He is supposedly the inventor of mRNA technology. No, he's a very pro-vaccine and likes the technology, but just not this vaccine.
But isn't there a vaccine, like one of the, like the Johnson & Johnson one, or like I forgot, one of them is not actually an mRNA vaccine, right?
Yeah, one of them is a different type of technology that isn't like that isn't even mRNA. Yeah, you're right.
So does he like
I don't know
that
exactly
one?
which. Maybe, yeah. Apparently the Adventurer loves it, but not when it's this one. So maybe he should like the other one.
Yeah, he's like, the other ones are cool, but, you know, this one, nah, man. Fuck that. The ones I made or whatever, those are cool. You know, this guy kind of looks like, who's that guy that plays Captain Knuckles? There's Bill Murray. God, Bill Murray's fucking old, dude.
I think they're on the Adrenochrome.
Yeah.
They get together and like pop that shit on the weekend.
How?
So just so I'm clear on what you mean when you say, so you're definitely pro-vax. You're that your whole life has been dedicated to developing vaccines, and you were the pioneer of the mRNA vaccine technology. What do you mean when you say so? Because you're pro-vaccine, but this vaccine you say is leaky. What does leaky mean?
Almost all vaccines are leaky. It's a question of degree. So this is actually a technical term. I didn't just make it up. What it has to do with is the ability, it's a characterization of the ability of the vaccine to prevent the spread of the disease between individuals. And ideally, a vaccine that's going to be used for containment or prevention. For instance, we talk about the pediatric vaccines, or we talk about influenza vaccines, okay? We try to administer those in times when the virus is not circulating.
His new ingenious point is the reason this vaccine is not as effective is because we didn't like preemptively vaccinate the public before COVID came in, as if we like had the future mind's eye that COVID was incoming, and that's why it's a very leaky vaccine.
What you see in those curves is that just about everybody is beating the pants off of us, including the poor countries that are using things like ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine. Something's not right here.
And to point out on what he said about other countries embracing ivermectin and hydrochloroquine treatment, embrace of an unproven COVID treatment is hindering drug trials. The drug has been so in demand that in May, healthcare workers out some 350,000 doses to residents in northern Bolivia the same month. The Peruvian police seized around 20,000 bottles of animal-grade ivermectin that was sold on the black market as treatment for human coronavirus infections. And in July, a university in Peru announced that it would produce 30,000 doses to bolster the country's supply. But the evidence that ivermectin protects people from COVID is scant. Some early studies in cells in humans hinted that the drug has antiviral properties, but since then, clinical trials in Latin America have suggested to recruit participants because so many are already taking it. It's still not proven. There's no proven science behind it. The company behind ivermectin has came out and said to not take it for COVID, who has the most to absolutely gain from this being used as a treatment for COVID. And so it's just like really funny that he's like, wow, they're using ivermectin. There's something to it, and they're really beating us. They're really handing it to us. Wow.
Yeah, like obviously if it worked, or if they knew it worked, they would fucking sell it. I mean, they'd be making a shit ton of money right now off of that because it's for the idiots who aren't vaccinated, or people in developing countries, or smaller countries that don't have vaccines.
Yeah, they don't even have access to it, unlike we do, and people just refuse to take it.
Yeah, and I agree. Let's be honest, the WHO or whoever the fuck. I mean, we've known that the vaccine doesn't really prevent the spread of it very much. That's a fact. I mean, and that's not like a conspiracy. They tell you that. Literally, the COVID vaccine is just preventing you from getting like super ill and sick from it. Which I thought, like, at first I was like, no, that's a conspiracy theory. But like, no, like that's literally what it is. So I don't really disagree with him there, or with the fact that it is leaky or whatever. Just because that's what they've said multiple times. I mean, we've heard that, but it's still very highly provable that getting the vaccine prevents you from going to the hospital. So I don't there really shouldn't even be much of an argument there. If he just wanted to say, oh, the COVID vaccine's not perfect, like, yeah, obviously it's not, but like, it's better than nothing. It's far better than nothing, actually. Look, it's okay to question like COVID lockdowns. It's okay to question the vaccine, but what's not okay is to spread misinformation about it, or spread information or misinformation that would lead to people damaging their health or others' health. I mean, I don't think Jimmy's a bad faith actor, really. I think he's pretty genuine, but the stuff he says that is genuine, sometimes it's like, man, you need to, like, he's not really, I don't think he's an ally to really, he definitely is not like a rad lib or whatever, and I think calling him a right-winger is pretty disingenuous. But I don't think, I mean, he's not like a fucking straight up like lefty. He's more of like, he's like he's more to the left He's like kind of like a reactionary Bernie, kind of.
So I'm gonna go
Which
ahead and
isn't
take
a
a
good thing, but-
hard turn. I do think he is a bad faith actor. This half of the antisocial podcast is anti Jimmy Dore after seeing this video, especially.
Well,
I'm gonna
yeah,
have
I'm
to
not gonna
see some
endorse
ex-
him. Yeah, he definitely gets
Yeah.
kicked down after. Like it's like again, like if he was just questioning it, it'd be okay. But endorsing not getting vaccinated is a pretty big shit stain to me.
Yeah.
But so I mean, I'm not gonna put him at an F. I'd put him at like a D though. I mean,
Yeah.
like I'd put him in a like if he comes around, I'll put him in a D just so he can like give him. If he makes one more fuck up, then he goes to an F.
That's fair. He needs to produce some very,
He's still
very
done some okay
base
stuff.
to
Yeah.
very hard streak of it for me to forgive him this, because this is pretty fucking atrocious.
He needs to like go on Tucker and be like, you know what, Tucker, I never fucking liked you, you piece of shit. And like
I think he
smack
kind of
him
did the
around.
opposite, actually.
Well, yeah, exactly. So that's why he's moving down a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll keep my eye on him though, but I don't really watch him that much anyways. I kind of like his style whenever he gets all fire and fury and shit, but I don't really follow him for fucking news shit. Hey, if you like that, then make sure to ring the bell, subscribe, like the video, whatever the hell, and join us on our streams on Thursday. We stream on Thursdays, sometimes Mondays, random times of the week, but usually Thursdays, so make sure to subscribe for more videos like this.